Born into a scene of angriness and greed, dominance and persecution. My mother was a queen, my dad I never seen. I was never meant to be. And now I spend my time looking all around. And I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, on LA Talk Radio, to be found. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. Well, here's a fact about me, a little known fact. I started out as a punk rock guitarist, listening to Dead Kennedys, The Clash, The Misfits, later joining a progressive rock, hardcore metal group, what have you, and as a frontman. And, you know, I got a taste of the rock and roll spotlight here in Los Angeles, playing gigs at the Whiskey, the Larchmont, and I got to say, it's albums like Killers by Iron Maiden that showed me what a true metal frontman is supposed to act and sound like. I tell you, he's truly better than Elvis. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest on today's program, the original frontman of Iron Maiden, the true voice of Eddie. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Dianno to our broadcast. Hello, Paul. It's great to have you on.
Hello, mate. How you doing? All right?
What'd you think of my chops there, man? Pretty good or what?
Yeah, it sounded better than I did yesterday.
Oh man, I tell you, I love your guys' albums. Well, the first two albums from Iron Maiden, and obviously what you've done in your post-Maiden career. It's truly an honor to get to speak with you, Paul.
Oh, cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't take all that shit seriously, mate. I just want to play music, you know. All the rest, you know. It's just fun to play still. That's all it's ever been about for me, just to play music.
Absolutely, and you are a true Iron Man indeed. Well, Paul, let's get into our interview here. Now, you know, I thought you were going to tell me to basically go home or go bada bing myself because my name's Bruce, you know. I take it, you don't take very kindly to Bruce's, right? But, you know, let me tell you something. I'm not a pansy-ass fairy like Bruce Dickinson. Sorry, that's my opinion. Nor do I endorse drone warfare. And I got to let you know, it appears that Bruce Dickinson has acquired Welsh and U.S. contracts. I mean, this ballerina wanker snob of a warmonger is leaving.
Yeah. You'll hear him from his lawyers soon.
We're ready for him. He's leaving his thumbprint on this current Muslim Holocaust via endorsing this drone warfare. I mean, Dickinson is indeed, and to quote them, he's cutting their meat while oiling the jaws of the war machine and feeding it babies. I mean, tell us, Paula, how you feel about Bruce Dickinson and about also that incident that happened where a fan was heckling you, chanting Dickinson in the crowd in that one performance.
The guy was drunk, actually. I don't think he knew where the hell he was. It pissed me off. And I'm like, oh, sod you, mate, you know, like, I've come all this way, and if he don't even know who's playing, he actually thought Iron Maiden was playing that night. Wow. The guy was absolutely off his face. And so I'm like, oh, I can't be dealing with like twats like this, so I'll just give him a bit of shit, and he shut up after that. It's stupid, but you'll be surprised. Like, some people turn up at the shows and they have no idea. You know, somebody just turned up in town and they think, oh, well, it must be the original band. Yeah, right, mate, of course it is. I don't go around swinging off the bloody girders or things like that. But no, it was just one of them weird nights, you know, you just get them every now and again.
That's right. So nobody kicked this guy's ass for being an idiot.
Nah, I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered, to be quite honest with you.
Hey, it looked like he really got under your skin. Like, I mean, you were like, hey, this song's for you, motherfucker, you know?
I'll do that all the time, me.
That's right.
To get a reaction, whether it's a good one or a bad one.
That's right.
And most people who know me, I don't mess around.
No.
That's what gets me in trouble most of the time. You know, I'm not one of them people who sort of back down from anybody, and they piss me off. You're going to get it.
Absolutely. Now, Paul, bassist extraordinaire Steve Harris was infamous. I mean, he was infamous for sacking band members out of Iron Maiden, and is a terrible replacement singer. I mean, what happened that night, that one night where he had to fill in for you? I believe That's the day your future manager was supposed to see you guys play for the first time. What happened that time?
No, I used to work in his factory, and it's funny. Me and Steve had the best paying jobs to help pay off all the bloody loans on the equipment and stuff. Mm-hmm. And part of my job was taking off these caps, which had already been sealed on oil drums. So I had a knife with me.
Okay.
You know, we had a show, so I had to take a shower at work and get changed and take my little bag with me. And when the police came up, or as the filth we called them in England, when the police turned up, they'd done a raid on the pub and that, and they went through my bag and found the knife and sort of arrested me for an offensive weapon. Wow. That's all. There's nothing that dramatic, but I felt sorry for the audience though, because by the time I got released, I made it for the last 2 songs, and then Steve had to sing, which is not good.
That's right. I mean, he kind of sounds like reminds me of someone from the Eagles or something. Yet he was sacking Dennis Stratton and all these other people for having
tune.
That's right.
Yeah, I think Steve better stick the bass actually, because his singing's not all that great. Because we was in hysterical laughter when we was doing the albums. That's right. And like Steve doing his little bit of backing vocal. Should have treble tracked it and then done it again. But no, bless him, he's all right.
He's, like I said, he's a bassist extraordinaire. I mean, I believe he's even better than Flea. I mean, Flea who? I mean, it's Steve Harris is probably the greatest metal
bassist. He's not as good as Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee's still the number one.
Wow. Yeah, Geddy Lee. I forgot about Geddy Lee. Rush. Yeah, Rush is amazing as well. And they were coming up with you guys around that time, right? I mean, when you guys exploded onto the scene.
Oh, no, Rush had been going quite a few years before that. I mean, they've been going sort of early 70s, weren't they? 71, 72, stuff like that. Which is a little known fact, because I'm a huge Rush fan. I've got all their albums and stuff. And I remember seeing them do the Farewell Kings tour in Hammersmith Odeon with Richie Blackmore's Rainbow opening. That was quite amazing. Not really into that sort of music, but there's something about Rush, I just love them. But
drumming.
That was about 75, that was. I think I was God blimey, I can't even remember our album was in, but we went down to see him. Me and my mate Loopy from who was the Maiden drum tech as well, because we was best mates with him at school. Uh-huh. And that's when I first started sort of really noticing about musicians. Then otherwise it was all punk for me.
That's right.
Just make a noise, make a racket, and see what happens. That was it.
That's right. You don't even have to play. All you got to do is be a punk, right?
That's it, yeah. That's the way to do it. My attitude's always stayed the same, even now. I still stay exactly the same. And most of the music I listen to nowadays is still punk.
That's right.
I mean, I know everyone goes on about it, but punk is really more of a British thing than it was in America, with the exception of the Ramones and the Misfits every now and again. But I still think the best punk's English.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the Clash. The Clash was
sellouts. No, not that lot. The Damned and all that stuff. We had the great pleasure of playing with the Damned, because we got a little punk band we do down in our local town here where I live. We're notorious. We've done a one-off little CD. We're called the Almighty Inbreds. And we got barred basically from every place we tried to play in Salisbury. Even the Bishop of Salisbury tried to close us down and that in the end. So we only get together every now and again, but we're going to try and do it in the next couple of months for Salisbury Music Weeks, and we'll be playing up our City Hall. Well, I've done it with Stiff Little Fingers. I've done it supporting the Damned up there. It's fantastic.
That's right. Most definitely. Now, Paul, tell us about where you grew up. You grew up in Chingford, England, right?
No, that's not right at all.
Oh, no?
That really pisses me off, that, because my mum lives in Chingford. She still does.
Okay.
But no, we come from sort of like West Ham, West Ham, East London, just on and Chingford is it's still part of East London, but it's on the Essex border, so a little bit more out in the countryside.
Right.
No, we sort of moved out from there. It's funny, I went away with Iron Maiden and I came back to our old home and they'd moved. I didn't know where the hell they were. My mum had to leave the new address, and that was the next door neighbour. So I suddenly come off a tour and then went straight down to Chingford. And my mum lived. I grew up round there for a bit, but
right.
I left home when I was about 17 though.
Mm-hmm. So
don't go back there very often, just see my mum now and again.
Yeah, so you just got your mom out there, right? Right.
Got my mum and all. I've got all my brothers and sisters that all live in London and that, but I can't stand London. It drives me mental. I just can't deal with it, because I lived in America for such a long time.
Right.
And then I sort of come back here about 15, 16 years ago to England. I've also got my house in Brazil as well. But I came back to England, and I tried it back in London for about 2 weeks, and I always had a nervous breakdown. I hate the bloody place. So one of my friends who plays in the punk band with me is also from the old band Tokyo Blade. Lives down here where I live. I live down near Stonehenge, near right in southwest England.
Okay.
It's about 250 miles away from London, thank God. And it's beautiful. It's really nice. We've got the magic stones all around there. We get millions of tourists come here every bloody year.
That's right.
But yeah, it's awesome. So it's pretty nice, you know. It's like it's a bit more laid back, you know, and that's what I sort of need in my old age now, in my dotage.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Some beautiful scenery to go out and walk your dogs, right?
Yeah, well, even with my bad knee, I can still walk through the town in 25 minutes myself. We've got 2 rivers that run through it, and you know, great fishing there, and it's all surrounded by countryside. Plus, we've got the second biggest cathedral in the country, and we have the Magna Carta there as well, the original Magna Carta, and that's a
right.
wonderful place to be. Salisbury's fantastic. It really is nice. And as I said, 7 miles away, we've got Stonehenge, where you get all the weird hippie idiots and, you know, fucking burning the Wicker Man and all that shit. But yeah, it's great though. It's really good. Beautiful place. If I've got to live in England at any amount of time, I always stay here. I'm actually going back to Brazil in a couple of weeks' time, just for a few days. Just a little break, see if my house is still standing.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Brazil is definitely a place I'd like to go travel, Paul. Now let's move on.
20 years.
Yeah. Maiden. Now let's talk about Maiden a little bit. Maiden didn't always tour the world in a jumbo mega plane like they do now. I mean, back in the day, you know, before Number of the Beast, you know, that there was the Soundhouse tapes, and you guys used to travel around in a van you guys dubbed the Green Goddess. Tell us about that.
It's an old. It was like a sort of a fire, an old army fire truck. And it was all painted green, and we had it converted. So like, you should get the equipment on, and then there's like some little bunks on the side, and then at the top of it as well, you can sleep about 4 people. God, bloody nightmare it was. But as I said, we was in a lucky position. You know, we were slogging up and down the country, and then going back to work the next day. And so you know, try to get a little bit of sleep in there. It was actually it was good fun, but it was a bit cramped sometimes, obviously.
Right.
Especially when you've got to go up to Scotland and that, like, it's about sort of 6-7 hours driving in some old donkey. Oh, it's horrible. But no, we had a laugh with that thing, you know, it was great. Then we went up a little bit more, and we got one of them sort of big old Ford vans with aircraft seats and that in it. And as I said, you know, we had money and all that then, but like it didn't seem to occur to us to sort of be flying around in private jets and all that stuff, you know. As I said, I find it totally unnecessary.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not a big one for like going around flashing money around and stuff like that. I mean, if it's necessary that you got to, you know, like, but is it necessary to have your own plane? Why can't you just get on a plane like everybody else?
That's right. You gotta have your own airline. I mean, you know.
No, bollocks to all that. I mean, you know, I even nowadays, you know, obviously you've got to travel around and you want to try and be as comfortable as possible, but I'll very rarely fly first class and stuff like that. I might get business class here and there, but I'll just get on with everybody else, you know, like, just take the sleeping pill and I'm off I go. That's me done. But no, that's what I mean. I think Iron Maiden suddenly sort of forgot what they were, and it's all about money now.
That's right.
But how much money do you need, you know? I don't agree with like doing one album with 9 different album covers. You know, I just can't get my head around all that. You know, you see one thing, you get it, and that's it. It's done. But like, I don't know. As I said, how much money do you need?
Really? I mean, they've become a money-making machine, as you put it, right?
Yeah, and I think the music might suffer a little bit for it then as well. You know, but they've still got a hell of a lot of fans out there, and they're still a great band. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta only really attribute, I mean, Hallowed Be Thy Name to Dickinson. I can't listen to all the other albums from start to finish. Really, the only albums that I listen to, Paul, from start to finish, and I'm not just telling you this because you're on my show. I mean, it's Self-Titled and Killers.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, Number of the Beast is a great album as well. That was a fantastic year that year, actually, because all these great albums came out. Because, you know, we just lost Bon Scott and that as well. He was a great mate of mine. That broke my heart, that did.
That's right.
Because he's one of my heroes. And, you know, they never told me about it when he died because he was doing Top of the Pops that day. So they knew I would have felt to pieces. They told me after.
Oh,
so
man.
I went to see AC/DC a couple of days before that up in Hammersmith.
That's
It was mental. I couldn't get my head around that one. And, yeah, but then, you know, like that Back in Black came out, the Black Album Metallica came out.
Right.
Number of the Beast. It was kind of a good, a good year that, or a good couple of years that. It was absolutely fantastic.
Right.
And it was a great album, Number of the Beast. There's no two ways about it. But after that, I haven't sort of listened to anything. Well, I had the poor misfortune of having to listen to that bloody song Passion Down. I thought, what the yeah, is that about? You know what I mean? I'm like, cool, blimey, you're sort of dragging the bottom of the barrel there, boys, you know. But you know,
Wow.
once Steve gets a bee in his bonnet and that, there's no stopping him. You know, and he's got some amazing topics he comes up with, which is fantastic, actually. He's a smart boy.
That's right. Oh yeah, I mean, Number of the Beast is amazing, with the exception of Run to the Hills. I mean, ugh. I don't like that. I mean, every band has a song that, you know, as a fan you don't like. That's got to be mine.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got that one. Even though I still have to play it, Sanctuary drives me up the wall. And as we've been doing all this stuff, as I said, this has come back to sort of bite me on the arse a little bit. Because when the anniversary album, you know, of the first album, second album came about, Maiden did nothing whatsoever, and we thought, oh well, you know, we'll stick a few more songs in to sort of keep the fans happy.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it sort of come back on me. Oh, and it's driving me mad because I sort of getting booked just to play Maiden songs all the time, and it's sort of it's sort of killing my own creativity, if you like, in a way. And that's why I've sort of changed everything round now. Like, so we're going to get, you know, sort of reposition myself a bit with the help of the new agency and that over there in the States and that. So yeah, sort of get a bit more done, and we're sort of slowly writing a new album in Germany, me and my boys. We do one song over there, like live now in a minute, but I'm sort of going to rewrite the other four we've done at the moment. I'm not too happy with them. And then we'll crack on with it. We might get an EP out first before the album.
Very nice. Your last full length was in 2006, right? It was The Living Dead, I believe.
Yeah, which was Nomad, just repositioned, like we just redone it again because like the guy from the record company over in Brazil was another idiot. Oh God, he didn't really sort of know what to do with it, and we just repackaged it as The Living Dead because that seemed to be like the big hit off of it over there, and we just called it The Living Dead and repackaged it for Europe,
right,
and for America as well. It's just basically Nomad, it's the same album, you know, but that was it. Just put next couple of little tracks on here and there.
Yeah, amazing stuff, Paul. Seriously, I mean, it's raw, it's awesome. You sound just as crisp as you sound when you were the front man for Maiden. I mean, I love your solo stuff.
Yeah, it's funny that, though, because my voice is getting better, not worse. Because most people, when they're getting older, like, your voice goes to shit, doesn't it? Not bad for someone who still smokes.
If anything, you sound meaner, you know.
Yeah, I know. I will see that when I actually go into the studio. I absolutely hate it. I detest studios, and so I've got my anger thing already ready to go. So I'll get in and get out quickly. When we recorded Nomad, I started the recording at 6 o'clock in the evening, and by midnight I'd done the whole album, plus the backing vocals. And I went in the next day and done the same thing again. I thought, well, if you can't get it out of that, then fuck it, it's not worth doing it.
That's right.
So that's it. Not sitting there like taking 1 week to do 2 lines of a song. Like it's ridiculous. So we just went in and done it that way. I'll get in and out because for me it's more live than it is like recordings. To be honest with you, if I had to sit around like it's fun like some of the American bands. Oh, we've done this album. We've done 3 lines of a verse over 2 days. I'm like, what the bloody hell's going on with you lot? You know, if it's going to take you that long, you should be singing anyway.
Exactly. Oh, that's absolutely right. Now,
that's my attitude.
Absolutely. Now, how bad was the clash of egos between Maiden's manager Rob Smallwood, Steve Harris, and yourself? I mean, you once said that they both resembled both Hitler and Mussolini in the way they managed Maiden. I mean, tell our audience about that.
No, you know, everybody knows it's Steve's band. It's always been his baby, and fair play to him for that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, we did have a little clash here and there, nothing major in there. It's just I got a bit disillusioned with me because, you know, I love the first album, apart from the production, which is absolutely dire. But Killers to me wasn't exactly the greatest album. I don't think so. Anyway, I much prefer the first album because it had all that rawness and, you know, the more sort of punky stuff and that in it as well. Right. Which was what made us what we were. And then Killers, you know, we got Martin Birch in who sort of done Deep Purple and Whitesnake on it. So it went a bit more heavy metal or sort of rock, and the punk element was sort of slowly being squeezed out. And I only got the right one song on it, Killers. I had a lot more better songs than what's on that album, but mine wouldn't get accepted because it's Steve's baby. So I was sort of I was getting a bit disillusioned then, so I'm like, I'll let it go. So I sort of lost interest, which is a bit weird, but I did sort of lost interest. You think that's that's the worst thing you should ever do or say, but I can't help it. I'm me, and that's it. And if I couldn't commit myself 100% to it, then I'm letting myself down. I'm letting the band down. I'm letting the fans down. So I decided to sort of walk away. It was an amicable agreement. There's no bad blood or anything. I know people would like to think there is, but there isn't. And I still got a lot of respect for Iron Maiden, apart from the money making thing. But no, they're still a great band. But there's no animosity in that there anyway. I see Steve from time to time at the odd airport, and that's it. But we haven't actually sort of met up for a long time. We send a little email here and there, and that's about it.
Right. Well, Paul, I just think it's is it true that you don't receive any royalties for the first 2 albums? I mean, what's up with that? I mean, would you consider suing?
No, I do. I get royalties 3 times a year. Of course I do. See, that's what I mean. Somebody starts these bloody stupid rumours, and I don't respond. I can't be bothered.
That's right.
It's pathetic, and it's really petty. I mean, somebody said, apart from some idiots who say things when I'm on stage, you might get a reaction out of me, but all these other little rumours that fly around, and people got nothing better to do than make some stupid thing up, and I'm like, what's the matter with you? I did sell some of my songs back, because at the time we was trying to get all the new tattoo shop together and need a bit more extra cash and stuff like that. But, I only sold a couple of songs back. That was it, and, I still get royalties and all the rest of them. Because at that time I was still waiting for the big payment from Maiden as well, for get all my affairs in order, and they take the bloody time with that. And no, that was it. And I was trying to get the new tattoo store up and running, and get the new home together and all that stuff. At that time I was still living in New York and that, so it was it was weird. But I needed ready cash, so the only way to do that. Well, I'm still waiting for the final bits of my pay from Maiden to come through to actually sell the songs back to them to get a bit more cash quickly. Right. That's all it was for. It's just an investment,
I got it. And you wrote a lot of songs as well. That's right. And you wrote a lot of songs as well, like Running Free. I mean, you wrote the lyrics to that one, right?
Yeah, Sanctuary, all that stuff. Yeah, but I sold 1 or 2 songs back, just to get a little bit of extra cash, and as I said, you have to do what you have to do. I had a young kid at the time and that, new wife, and plus, as I said, it's a bit weird when you're thinking about that now. It's like, I've got about sort of 5 or 6 different tattoo shops and that going on at the moment now, which is pretty good. But at the time, I didn't have all that then. You know what I mean? So what I've sort of got together now, I've done it all on bloody hard work myself now.
Absolutely. I mean, you do over 200 shows a year now. That's incredible. That's why you are a true Iron Man, Paul.
I'm an idiot.
I don't think so. No.
It's not that I don't love my wife and I don't want to go home every now and again. No, that's not.
That's the life, right?
Yeah, it was what I do. As I said, I own these tattoo shops and that, but I'm not really a tattooist myself at the minute. I've got to go and resit all that stuff again and get my diploma and all that. But it's an investment, and I love doing tattoos if I can. I'm going to go back to doing that a little bit more now, and sort of rebuilding and customising Harleys and stuff like that, and get out and sing every now and again. But as I said, my number one priority at the moment is to concentrate on getting back to the States, and even if it is a retirement thing again, just to say goodbye properly, because it would feel like the job's not been finished if I didn't play America, because and Canada and that, and I want to go and do that one. And as I said, I've got my missus and kid and that over there as well, which is really tough on us, because we haven't seen that much of each other the last couple of years. And it's been really, really tough on us, and we're hanging in there though, But yeah, it's pretty hard all round actually at the minute. So to take my mind off of it, I'll just go touring, which you don't think about it then, But in about another 20 minutes, my missus will be calling me on Skype, and that we always do the family conference on a Sunday. Right. What fun!
Family conference right after being live in Los Angeles here.
Yeah,
and you do have a lot of fans still, Mr. Dianno here. We would love to see you perform here in California or in the States, especially.
Well, as I said, we're working on it, and as I said, Mind's Eye Entertainment are fantastic. Together, unlike the other guy, as I said, was just a bandit. He was a thief, and as I said, I've never charged a support band money in my life.
Right.
I would never, like if you want to play with us, if you're good enough, then you come and play, mate. And obviously in the town you're in, if they're like one of the best bands in the town, it's going to be better for you. So why the hell would you charge them money? And that's really got my back up a bit. I hope I never meet the guy in Los Angeles. See, if I do, I'll probably be back in jail again.
Want me to track him down for you? I'll break his
I
thumb.
know exactly where he is, mate. Don't you worry. I know exactly where he is.
No, hey, I got a reason to go break this guy's thumb because now I got to drive out to Mexico to see your band play.
Yeah, well, no, as I said, no, we will get back. I'm sure we will get back. As I said, I just got to the interview. It's looking really good. Mark keeps keeps me in the loop every week with reports and all that. He said it's all looking really good. He's setting up the Eddie Trunk show and all that again.
Very nice.
Stuff like that, which I've done last time I was over there. Everyone's sort of being very positive about it. As I said, and all I've got to do is just keep myself out of trouble. But as I said, if I come face to face with that idiot over there, I might end up knocking his teeth out. Otherwise, I'll send some of my boys round.
There you go. Now, Paul, one of my favorite songs, "Killers." I mean, you performed it at the Rainbow. That's a legendary performance. You had just written the lyrics backstage. How much of the original structure survived?
Well, yeah, because we had the song. And I hadn't got around to writing the lyrics yet. And then Steve said, let's do it as an instrumental. And I went, sod that.
Yeah.
So I just wrote a few, it's completely different lyrics. I just sort of made them up as I was going along. Right. And it sort of made a bit of sense. But
they were amazing. I love the line, and squeeze till your holy ones bleed.
Yeah, I can't remember what the bloody hell I was doing that night. It was panic stations. There was 5,000 people there. And I was like, oh, God, thanks, Steve, dropping me right in it, mate.
Plus
Clive had filled my boots up with bloody shaving foam that night and confetti. I didn't know that. I was just going on stage, just putting my boots on. And I thought, what is that? And Clive's just sitting there laughing. I thought, oh, you bastard.
That's funny.
They tricks on each other all the time, I thought. Yeah, it's quite funny. So, I've got all squelchy boots going on and trying to make up the lyrics at the same time. It's quite an uncomfortable feeling.
Wow. I got to tell you, though, that version of the song, I like it almost as much as the real version. That's why I'm trying to decipher, man, how much of Paul's material survived the editing process from the Hitler authoritarian bassist here.
You know what? I don't remember. It's been a long bloody time. It's weird that. But because it's funny though, really, because that's the one good thing about Maiden, because even if you didn't have all the lyrics and all that finished up, they still every song could make a great instrumental.
That's right.
Which is a sign of a great songwriters, So it's pretty awesome actually. So you could take any one of them songs into context and take the vocals off, and it still sound great.
Oh yeah, Transylvania.
My boys still play it in my set now. We do Transylvania and we still do Genghis Khan in there.
Genghis Khan, that's right.
I get a little break then, that's why. Because we're up there on stage for about an hour and 40 minutes every night. And, I'm getting old now. I can't remember all this. All my beard's going grey, so I'm like, sod this. I think I better retire soon.
You're becoming a wise man of metal.
Yeah, some chance. I'm not that wise. Bloody idiot, more like it. One of the main reasons I was thinking about retiring at the moment because I need to get my knee fixed. I've got to have a new knee put in. But I think I maybe have left it too late now. I should have done it about 7 years ago. Right. I had a motorcycle accident and I've got the knee of a 90-year-old man at the moment. And I've still got all the pins in there, which should have been taken out 20 odd years ago.
Yeah, and that really limits your movement on stage. Yes,
it does, but it doesn't really take away from the voice. As I said, I don't go prancing and dancing around the stage, and climbing up the rigging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a ballerina or an opera singer. What you see is what you get, mate, and that's it. It's unfortunate though because the pills I have to take for me, for the knee and that, I've got steroid in them, so I just got so bloody fat. And you just get stuck in a rut because I'm still working out every day. I've got the weights and all that stuff. I'm doing sit-ups and all that, but it's not bloody working. Right. Everything goes south when you get old, doesn't it? But I'm like, I'm still working on a fitness regime. But as I said, you can't only do so much because you're limited or you're in agony.
That's right.
I can't use treadmills and things like that. I can't even play golf anymore, which is a real pain in the arse. Unless we've got a buggy, every now and again. So don't play much of that anymore. I can't even ride the bikers at the moment. I'm building up an old 1,200 Sportster at the moment. 'Cause it's a bit lighter on my knee. Because if I'm trying to like kick over my shovel head and that, and you take off the stand and my knee starts to crunch, I could fall over and smash it all up again. What fun!
No, I mean it definitely sounds like that knee is something you got to take care of, and
Yeah, but it could be too late though, Bruce. That's what I'm saying. I might have left it too late. So
yeah,
if that's the case, then it's pointless having the operation done. If it's still going to be the same, just carry on as before. I'm still dragging me sorry arse around the world and still getting up there and doing it. But I've really got to try and get off these steroid things for the painkillers and that.
that's right.
Trying to find other alternative medicine. I got me missus trying to find out. She's into all that stuff.
That's right.
Like other means. But I'm like, I don't know what to do at the minute.
More naturalist types.
Yeah, she's in all that stuff. But for me, I think it's like bollocks. It don't work. I mean, if you've got an headache, I ain't going to take a flower to get rid of a headache. Am I? I'm going to take like an aspirin, or something like that. So
That's right.
yeah, we did clash on that a little bit.
I would imagine. That's right. Now, Paul, Kerrang! Magazine stated that your lifestyle at times was even more shocking off stage than on stage. Are they right about that, or are they just a bunch of pussies?
No comment. Can I plead the fifth on that one?
Excellent. That's right. That's very American of you.
Wasn't it just? No, yeah, blimey, just, you know what it was? I think it's boredom. I remember me and my mate sitting up in Los Feliz, up in the hills, bottle of tequila and about 6 grams of coke, taking pot shots at trees with guns and stuff. I was like, what the hell what are we thinking? You got nothing better to do because it's just bored out of my brains. I get bored very quickly. I mean, the only time I'm happy is when I'm on stage with my family.
Right.
I've got the attention span of a goldfish. So, if I'm not reading or writing or playing or with me boys and that, like me kids and that, and
that's right.
And my wife, I'll get up to all sorts of stupid things, even now.
Right. So tell us about that book. I mean, it's just, do you approve of much of what's in the book?
No, not really, because it made me come out as if I treated all women bloody badly, and I don't.
That's right.
I mean, I absolutely adore my wife. She's my best friend and my soulmate and everything, and I have a lot of respect for her. We fight like cat and dog, but there you go.
Right.
That's just the way we are. She's a fiery Venezuelan firecracker, but she's fantastic,
Oh, wow.
and I have a lot of respect for women. You know what I mean? I think it was all that old sort of macho bullshit, and that you had a certain image, and you thought you was gonna sort of live up to it. I don't know where the hell it came from in the first, But I used to have a lot of girls back in the day, but it didn't mean I didn't respect them. But just get some stupid drunken antics here and there, whatever. I do regret quite a bit of them.
Right, that's just I guess the stigma that comes with being a rock and roller. They think you don't care about women and you're just a badass 24/7, right?
Well, I still can be that's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose it's in your DNA, isn't it? As I said, I won't back down from anybody. There's about 50 guys want to try and beat me up. I'll take them all on.
Oh man,
I know I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to get beaten, but I'll still keep getting up unless they shoot me. And that's about it, but I'll still keep going. I'm too stubborn and too stupid, and I will not be beaten.
And that's what I respect so much about you, because I can feel that from you. That's what I take away from being a fan of yours. Just like that die hard, never say die. Just I'm gonna kick your ass attitude.
I want to stay around and piss more people off. But no, it's like when I got my tooth smashed out in Los Angeles a couple of years back, and
oh, wow.
I never done anything about it, because to me it's a badge of honour. So that, I'll keep going. I'm covered in cuts and scars and bruises. Got bloody gunshot wounds, stab wounds, everything. Me, it's nothing to do with heavy metal, is it? It's just I can't keep my mouth shut. When people I don't start trouble, but when they start it on me, then I'll bring it to them. And I just can't stop myself. I will not back down. I mean, we are a fighting nation, the English, I tell you, mate. Hooligans extraordinaire. We'll take on anybody.
Amazing, Paul. Now, personally, I think you donned the greatest heavy metal attire of all time. I mean, Bruce Dickinson, Steve Harris, they look like freaking trannies in zebra stretch pants back in the 80s. But you gave the band that punk rock, mean-spirited feel. But
Yeah, I stole it from Elvis.
that's right.
I stole it from Elvis and had little bits off of another one of my heroes, Alex Harvey. I sort of nicked little bits and pieces off of him here and there, and Sid Vicious and stuff like that, you know. So that's how mine all came about. And then I sort of changed it around a little bit just to be a little bit more, just to piss more people off. When the new romantic thing came out, I just for a laugh, I put one of those Freddie shirts and wore it. I mean, I look like fucking Meatloaf. Oh, sorry, excuse my language.
No, you can say what you want here, absolutely. Now,
if I'd known that, I would have been effing and blind all the way through.
Oh man, Paul, you're a true metal superstar. Tell us about this 2013 tour that, where you've been, where you're going, and I gotta tell you, like I said, maybe I'll catch a performance in Mexico since the U.S. dates were canceled via that douchebag.
But we just done Mexico a little while back, but as I said, this farewell tour is supposed to be 2 years. Like it's going to be like 2013, 2014. But as I said, it's looking good for America at the moment now for next year.
Mm-hmm.
To sort of get it all going. And as I said, my guys are working on it really hard and that, and they're all sounding really hopeful, which is making me feel better. So we'd just be going and doing the whole bloody thing again. And my next show's now got Germany, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. Then I'll come back. Then I'm off to France for a festival. And then after that, I'm back to Brazil for a bit. I'm going to go and watch Rock in Rio, actually, to be honest with you.
Very nice.
Go see some mates down there. I'm going to meet up with some of the Brothers and Mel's Angels down there as well. And go and see them. And just have a couple of days there. And go and check on my house in Sao Paulo. We've had riots over there the last few months, didn't we? And I want to see if everything's all right in my home.
It's still standing.
Huh?
If your house is still standing.
Well, it is. My mate went by it the other day. He said it still looks well. I live in a gated community over there. Anyway, we've got all security on the doors and everything. But I absolutely love Sao Paulo. And I haven't spent a lot of time there these last couple of months, or this last year actually. Went back for Christmas, and that's about it. But we got the same old thing again, though. We'll be like touring Europe. I've got all the Greece shows coming up again. We haven't done Greece for a few years, so we're doing that. Planning back in Australia again next year. Australia, New Zealand, and I was talking to my guitar player over there. We might take Tim Owens with us, actually. Take Ripper with us. That could be fun. Like we'll do a double headliner, me and him. That could be quite good. So, but as I said, the number one priority is getting back to America. Two reasons. One because I want to see all the fans. I want to play over there, and then the other one's a selfish reason because I want to see my family.
That's not so selfish. No, absolutely not.
Especially, I miss my old lady. I see her for quite some time actually, and it's not the same on the phone, is it?
No,
on FaceTime.
Well, Paul, if you need someone to pull some strings out in L.A., I'm your man.
Well, do your best, mate. As I said, though, this agency, and they're quite big business. So, they seem to know what they're doing. And Mark seems a really nice guy, and plus, he's a family man as well. Right. What I mean, so he understands. He's sort of going to try and get me a little bit of time off in between, like the shows over in America, so I can stay and see my kid and that for a bit. I mean, missus, and it'd be quite awesome actually. I don't know about going down to New Hampshire though, blimey.
Right. Yeah, let's hope that definitely works out. I mean, you have tons of fans that definitely want to see you here in America. Now, let's move on here, Paul. Despite being known as the Beast, you're actually a really great guy, a true humanitarian of metal. Tell our listening audience about your work with children's foundations and how you came to embrace Islam over the years.
Los Chicos de la Esperanza in Argentina is amazing. There's these two women who run this like a clinic. These are for kids who've all had head traumas, and they come from all over different parts of Argentina. Half of them, like their family, don't even know where they are. Sometimes they get reunited, otherwise they get sort of the best care and attention they can get. They get no grant from the government or anything, so we try to drum up a little bit of money. Haven't been that successful recently, though, but there's only two women taking about 25 kids at a time, And a couple of years back, oh, there's one little girl I absolutely fell in love with. Oh, she's dancing on my feet. We cooked dinner for him, done a music workshop. Even one of his kids who was severely disabled in a wheelchair, we taped up some drumsticks to his hands. He was banging around. He was laughing and that. Oh, it was amazing. I sat outside crying like a baby. I couldn't get my act together for about an hour.
That's right.
And then I was trying to. We was talking about. I was going to actually try to adopt this little girl. And she was amazing, really sweet, and she kept holding my hand and sitting on my lap, and was having dinner and dancing. Oh, and I was in pieces. I just couldn't get it together. And I told my wife and that I was going to go ahead and see if we could get like an adoption papers and all that together. And it was really sad for me, but she got reunited with her parents, which I suppose is the best thing for her in the end. And it broke my heart, but it was amazing. But God, there's so many other things I want to do. There's another charity we have over here called Sense, and it's for deaf, dumb, blind kids. Mm-hmm. How to teach them how to communicate, which is bloody hard. You know what I mean? I'm taking British Sign Language myself at the moment, a course in that.
Wow.
You have to learn sign language first and get up to level 2, and then you've got to find a whole different way of, to working with these other kids. As I said, they can't see it, they can't tell you anything, they can't hear anything. So that to me is really a very, very sort of it's one of the things I really want to do, but I haven't got enough bloody time to do it all at the minute. So I've had to sort of sign up. I can't go back to college because I'm not around that much. So I've had to try and find another one. Sounds a bit weird, isn't it? I've been doing sign language online, but I can up to level 2 on this. Yeah, they show you all the hand movements, and there's one channel on TV over a community TV thing on the Saturday. It's all about sign language in the mornings and that. So I normally get up at 6 o'clock in the morning if I'm not working, watch it all day until about 12. Take notes.
Right.
But it's something that's really dear to my heart. Like I try and give as much money to that one as possible, and the little kids in Argentina and that. And there's a lot more I want to do, especially in Brazil as well, with the kids over there, especially up like in Amazonia and that. There's a lot to be done there. They've still got leprosy over there, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it? Like it's almost wiped out polio, but they're still going as well in places like Nigeria and stuff like that. And there's so many things you can do.
That's incredible. That's incredible, Paul. I mean, we have the money to fund war, but we can't feed, the children of the world.
Yeah, can't. Yeah, that's unbelievable, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's amazing, And then you find out, some of these bloody great big drug cartels and stuff like that, they're doing things for their community. I know it might be illegally made money, but they're still putting money back into the community, when the other governments are just taking money off of everybody and putting it on, like, destroying people's lives, which is bloody ridiculous. It really is. And as I said, I don't like getting into politics because I end up saying all the wrong things, and I'll speak my mind, and the next thing I'll be barred from America. I'll never be allowed in there ever again.
Oh, man.
I'll be up on the trees in charge, or even in my own country.
America's becoming just like Britain. I mean, with 30 cameras at every street corner, and taxi cabs in London.
We're pretty safe over here, though, mate. You know what I mean? And plus, the only ones of our cops who have guns, the ones at train stations and airports and stuff like that. Our own police on the street are not armed. Right. And our police force is the best in the world. You don't need guns and don't need all that heavy violence jumping on people and knocking them about just to show how tough they are. Right. And I mean, I've experienced that in America myself. You know what I mean? There's just no reason for it. There's no need. The cops up here turn around and say, "I say, mate, you're busted. Put your hands behind your back. That's it." If you do try to resist arrest, you might get knocked about a bit, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen. I'm not really a big fan of cops anyway, but I do actually respect our police over. They're fantastic. They're really nice guys, you know what I mean? A lot of them. You've got a lot of arseholes as well. But,
right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I travel all over the world, and as I said, I absolutely adore Brazil. I've spent a lot of time over there. But to me, I'm lucky enough to have been born in one of the greatest countries in the world, or the greatest country in the world. I mean, I was saying this to my wife this morning, like, you don't even know real freedom yet. Because, I mean, every time I've been to a club and that over in America, where's your ID? Where's your ID? And I'm like, we don't have ID cards, mate, in England. I only have passport, and I'm certainly not going to be carrying that around.
Right, where's your ID? That reminds me of Hitler.
Yeah,
where's your ID?
In America, you got to have ID, you get carded and all that stuff, and we don't have none of that over here. It's amazing. Honestly, I'm not being, sort of being horrible, but England really is a truly free country. A lot more than America will ever be. Plus, our beer's better.
I might have to agree with that.
Oh, blimey. Oh, we used to make fun. Like, a couple of our mates, like, from American bands would come over to England. And it's like, oh, we meet up in the pub and stuff like that. And there's all that, 3.3% over there, isn't it? Like, we're like, blimey, what? You know, that's like, that's the sort of the beer you give your woman, like, with a bit of lemonade in it and stuff like that. So we get these guys over and say, oh, well, we'll stick to Budweiser. But what it is, we call it Budweiser or Budvar, which is the real, like, Czech beer. And it's about 7 to 8% alcohol. So after 2 beers, all our American friends are on their knees or puking up. And we're sitting there laughing at them.
Oh, man. Now I'm definitely going to England. Hopefully mate, I make it back.
Yeah, you've got to try some of the real ales we have and that over here. I'm like, oh, they're amazing. We've got a cider. It looks like somebody's pissed in the glass. Basically, it's all cloudy and yellow, and it's called Black Rat.
Oh man!
Add two pints of that, mate. You'll be on your back. It's amazing.
Well, Paul, we're definitely gonna have to meet up sometime, man. I'm a metal musician myself. If you need anybody out in Los Angeles, I'm your guy. And such a big fan, such a great honor to have you on. Wrapping up, have you heard there's a priest in Brazil with that's actually a big Iron Maiden fan with over 100 tattoos?
Yeah, I've seen him, mate. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah, he's awesome. I've seen him on
Marcos
YouTube.
Montalvo.
That's it. Yeah. He's fantastic, mate. He's really cool. But then again, nothing surprises me in Brazil.
Amazing, Paul, thank you so much for being on. Give our listeners your website and let us know where they can find you.
Well, you can get hold of me. Well, it's on. It's all going through my manager at the moment. You can get me on like Beast Management at yahoo.com, England, or my own personal email is pauld666@hotmail.co.uk. That's my personal one. So no wankers, mate. Otherwise,
no wankers allowed. No ballerina Bruce Dickinson's allowed. That's right.
We just block you off otherwise, But that's my own personal email, that one. But no, if you want to get hold of us about dates and tour dates, it's like Beast Management. And that's over here, like AOL in England, or I can't remember that one over in America. There is Mind's Eye Entertainment, anyway,
that's
out
right.
in Nashville.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for being on. I look forward to talking to you many more times. Thank you.
I hope so. Anytime you like, Bruce. Anyway, no problem, mate. You've got me on with Skype now, anyway, so it's not a problem.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paul.
Cheers, mate. Have a good day. All right, speak to you later.
You too. Bye-bye.
Cheers, buddy. Bye, mate.
Later. That was the legendary original frontman of Iron Maiden, Paul Dianno. Ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up here. The Rothschild of radio is wrapping up, and that's Rothschild with a W. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can tune in every Sunday.